Okay, chapter 15, day 1. My favorite chapter. This is all about statistics and probability. And what we're going to do is we're going to be working out of a packet. And that's just kind of the easiest way to take all of these notes. So day 1, what we're going to look at is something that you guys have looked at in the past quite a bit to start out with. And we're going to look at what we call measures of central tendency. Center. Something that can represent the data, it measures something in the center. So we have 3 types of central tendency: mean, median, and mode. And I know you guys have talked about these in the past, but I'll just quickly define them again. So the mean is the average. You take the sum, divide by n, and you get the mean. And we use x with a bar over the top, and we call this thing x bar. And that is the mean. The median is the middle number. Line them all up. Where's the middle? The location of the middle is take how many numbers you have, add 1, divide by 2 will tell you where the middle is, the middle location. It doesn't tell you what the number is, it tells you where it's located, then you can go find it. The mode is the most frequent number. If there are 2 modes, then we call that bimodal, if it had 2 distinctive peaks in the graph. So I know you guys have talked about mean, median, mode before, so we're going to move on here. We have measures of what they call dispersion, or measures of spread, how spread out the data is. All right? We have a couple different definitions. One, the range. It is the difference between the highest and lowest value. It's your max minus your min. The range isn't stating the max minus the min. The range is actually calculating the max minus the min. Okay? We have interquartile range, what we call IQR. And it's the difference between the first and third quartile values. Well, the median is the middle. Quartiles then are the middle of the first half, and the middle of the last half are your first and third quartiles. All right, so for example, find the mean, the median, the mode, the range, and the interquartile range for the data provided. Well, the mean, I put all these into my calculator, and I divide by how many, and I got 14.7. Okay, so that's one that we're familiar with. Median, though, I need the middle number. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers. So 10 plus 1 over 2, it's 11 over 2, so that's 5.5. That's the location of the median. The location of the median. Let me move that down a little. Whoa. Undo that. You take this and move it down a little bit. The location of the median, 5.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, right there's the median. And I can double check. I should have the same number of numbers above and below the median. So this is the median. Well, the median would be either if it falls on a number, it is the number. If it falls between 2 numbers, it's the average of those 2 numbers. Well, 15 and 15 have an average of 15, so that one's pretty easy. The mode, most frequent number. I got a 10, 11, I got 2 12s, 3 15s. My most frequent number is 15. Range. High number, low number. 20 minus 10, which is 10. So the range, this is 20 minus 10. 10 is my range. You don't state it like this, you give me an answer, give me a number. Quartile, interquartile range. Well, I need the median of this to get the first quartile. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 plus 1, 6, divided by 2, the third number. Here is the third number. This is Q1. Third number. This is Q3. So IQR is Q3 minus Q1. 18 minus 12 is 6. My IQR is 6. Interquartile range. Okay? On your calculator, if you hit stat, okay, stat, and you go over to calculate, one var stats, it'll give you the mean, it'll give you the median, it'll give you the range. Well, the range you got to calculate, and it'll give you your quartiles. And we'll do that in class. I'll show you how that works. Okay. So here's a little something we run into. This table has measurements, and this table has frequencies, which is how often this measurement occurs. So this is what we call an X and F table, all right? So in your calculator, you would put this into list 1, this into list 2, all right? So you put it in by hitting stat and edit, okay? Stat and edit, all right? This goes into list 1, this goes into list 2. Then you're gonna hit stat, calc, one variable stats. But in this time, we're gonna use list 1 as our X list, list 2 as our frequency list, and then we hit enter. It will give us the mean, it'll give us the median, it'll give us the quartiles that we can take the range of in our quartile range, and it gives us the max and the min, okay? So notice, all of this is on the calculator. It'll give us the mean, the number of pieces, minimum, quartile, median, third quartile, max. So this is what the output would look like. So here's our mean. No rounding directions, so I write out the mean exactly how it looks. Okay? Now, if you were to scroll down, that's where you'll find all of this other information. All right, we're going to do this in class too. Okay? But use your calculator. It'll give you all the information you need to find out that stuff. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is a population versus a sample. A population is when the data analyzed includes the entire set of possible data. Everybody. All right? So if I want to know information about my second block Algebra 2 Trig class, then that is my population. Okay? A sample is when the data is a random sample taken from the entire set of data. So it is a random sample from the set of data. All right? So, anytime I take a sample from a population, that is called a sample. So for example, I want to find out something about my Algebra 2 Trig kids. I have 3 sections. I pick 10 kids out of the 3 sections. Those 3 sections are my population. The 10 kids I select would be my sample. All right? Now, you have to decide whether or not you're working with a population of everybody or a sample taken from everybody. Because the next thing we're going to look at is standard deviation. All right? When you do your one variable stats, it gives you 2 possible standard deviation measurements. All right? And you have to be able to realize that S is from the sample standard deviation. And this thing with a circle with a tail off the top is the population standard deviation. It's a measurement of how far our data is away from the mean. How far your data from the mean, on average. Okay? Variance doesn't come up too much on the test, but it is the standard deviation squared. You take this value, either one, whatever you're working with, and square it, and then you have variance. Not as common, okay? So, what we're going to do when we come into class is we are going to work with these problems and find standard deviation, find variance. All of this stuff we're going to work on in class with our calculator, okay? So for right now, you need to know how to get it. You do stat, calc, one variable stats, all right? Just like this, stat, calc, one variable stats will give you the readout that you need. All right, we're going to work on a lot on that in class.